Good morning. Let's do an unboxing video. Now this isn't just going to be your regular unboxing video. I've got a couple things to open up, and after doing months of research and going back and forth if I was going to even decide to go down this path, I've decided to purchase a gaming PC. But not just any regular gaming PC. I've decided to buy a pre-built from Best Buy just because most of my stuff gets covered by them. Any electronics that I buy. And two, I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole of what's better, how to build it, how to add paste to your CPU, all this other stuff. I just wanted it to be simple, I wanted it to work, and I wanted it to perform better than what I need it to do. So, went ahead, did the research, watched a million different YouTube videos, and I landed on a CLX gaming set PC. This PC, as far as components and performance, it looks pretty good on paper. I can't complain about the price I paid for it. Everything that I got with it seems to be right in line with what I wanted if I was going to build a PC. Now I will show you that I had to go and buy a couple extra pieces that I will add to it throughout this video. To start, I started to realize that the power strip I bought was not sufficient for what all I was going to be plugging this into. I've bought monitors, I've bought an expensive PC, I've got microphones that are going to be plugged into this, cameras, all that. So I went ahead and picked up an APC battery unit that allows you to have a power surge inside your wall and then also backup battery power in case of any power outages, any immediate flashes. You don't want that happening with this expensive PC. So I will go on Best Buy here and kind of show you guys real quick what I ended up purchasing, and then we'll unbox that, and then we'll get to the PC itself. So I purchased an APC UPS. This is the one I went with right here. So it came in at $214.99, good ratings. It's an APC Backup Pro 1500. Let's see. It does have a couple different outlets, one USB Type C plus one USB Type A port, along with the outlets that it comes with as well. I think there's 10 in the back there. So if you go to the images here, you can see in the back, you have your 5 on the battery and then 5 on your regular power surge. So things that I'll be plugging into the battery is going to be stuff like my Xbox, my PC itself, and I may have a camera plugged into that as well. Otherwise, my monitors, it could just sit on the power surge, should be protected for that. And if for any reason it does go out, I can just go ahead and unplug the monitor and add it into the battery pack and then shut my computer down safely and be able to close everything out. So moving on to the computer itself that I purchased, it is a CLX. And majority of these PCs have great ratings. As I was looking through it, everything had 5 stars, 4 stars, different price points. When I first bought this, it was sitting at 2 reviews and they weren't good, so it made me nervous. But the saying goes, the people that leave reviews tend to be the ones complaining. As far as what I wanted though, I wanted the Ryzen 9, and I was looking at the 9900 and the 9950. This ended up having the 9900X. It did come with 64 gigs of DDR5 5600 memory, GeForce RTX 4080 Super, and then 2 terabytes of NVMe M.2 SSD. So one thing that is missing from this computer is additional hard drive space. So I did go ahead and purchase myself the Barracuda from Seagate. It is an 8 terabyte, and I did get that for about $130, $140 on Best Buy as well. So I shipped this separately, and then I will be installing this in this video as well. So one thing about this computer, if I scroll down here, and go to the features. Scroll all the way down. Everything looked good, exactly what I wanted to purchase. I think it's a pretty solid computer that will do everything I want it to do as far as editing, streaming, everything else. It does kind of mislead you a little bit about the USB outlets. So if you look here, it says 4 USB 2.0s and then 1 USB 3.0 and then 9, look at this, 9 USB 3.2. I got the computer here and was thinking, okay, there's no way it's going to have 9 of these available. So these might be internal, what your motherboard is hooking up internally in the computer, because once you actually open it up, you will only have 2 red little USB ports on the very back, and it does say BIOS above that, but you can plug everything in that you need, like your camera recording, your Elgato's, any of your high-end hard drives that you're trying to edit off of. That all needs to go through those 2 ports in the back, because those are your 3.2s. Otherwise, everything else that you're going to be able to plug into besides the USB-C is going to be a 2.0. So that can be a little misleading. Just one thing to note about this computer. Otherwise, visually, I like the computer. I mean, I've seen some crazy things that people build, custom builds, and that's going to be a future project when I do eventually one day build my own PC. But for now, I think this is a pretty solid computer if you're looking to spend this price point and get these components with it. Not a bad price at all. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing and show you guys what we're working with. Go ahead and get this opened up. This thing is wrapped in plastic as it comes out of the box. So there you go. Pretty good size unit. Now I am putting this on top of the box that holds my PC, so I'm sure there's somebody in the comments screaming right now. Alright. This thing is massive. The battery power it's got to hold inside of it makes this thing super heavy. But you have your standard power cable. Take this little plastic piece off here, get rid of that. There's always extra trash everywhere. Put that in the box. This will display how much power, how much wattage you're using, voltage, all that. It does have, if you see, there's the power button on the very front. And then if you look at it, it has a USB underneath and then a USB-C underneath that. So it does have a mute button for sound. I don't know if that's to try to make this thing quieter or what. We will find out. This is new to me. So after doing some cable management, I figured out what that mute button is for. As soon as I plugged this thing in, it started screaming. So what that means is whenever it is low battery or about to die, it screams at you to say, hey, turn your stuff off. And it lets you know. I'm sure my wife downstairs could hear that. Alright, let's open this bad boy up. Moment of truth. Did Best Buy break my PC on the way shipping here? More packing. Looks packed well. You can see that inside there. Gaming Art in Motion. So That is the RGB PC keyboard that it has come with. Oh, already banging it. Oh my gosh. What have I done? Here she is in all her glory. Pretty big PC setup. As you can see, there's a bunch of bubble wrap around the 4080, protecting everything. Hopefully it hasn't bent in there. I'm afraid to open this thing up. Here, if you can see, there are some little tabs that allow you to just use your thumbs to unscrew it to get to the back. Looks like I may have to unscrew those to open up the glass on this side. Oh, I'm terrified to open this up. Oh, here we go. Oh, and it about fell on me. Oh my gosh. I don't want to yank on anything. Ta-da! Holy crap, this thing is like ginormous. So, my GPU is the 4080 Super. It does have a little wiggle. So, this little stand here is magnetic on the bottom. And you just unscrew it. Allows you to kind of prop it up. Fit just like that. Looks like it has plenty of airflow through it. I do see the 2 terabyte on the inside here. So looking at the internals here, you have a fan in the back, your CPU behind some RGB lights, then you've got your 2 terabyte SSD underneath there, 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM, so that's 2 sticks of 32 gig, 2 fans in the back here, along with 3 fans that are up on the top. And then moving on to our GPU, which is the 4080 Super. I have added the little stand to help hold the GPU up. So let's turn this bad boy around. I don't like doing this at all. It's going to sit stationary for a very long time, except for cleaning. Now let's get into the back of this thing. What's this one? Ooh, it does. I feel like I'm going to have a hard time getting these back in. Looks like cable management's pretty good back here. Everything's zip tied. Different points all throughout. Nothing's like being stretched. So as far as trays go, looks like you do have like a little tray down here. Oh, I can manually unscrew that. So you want to screw your hard drive in when you do. Oh, I don't like pulling on these cables at all. I don't like this feeling. Alright. This looks like a jumbled mess. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get that back in. So your hard drive should sit inside of this, I'm assuming. And it has these little holes so you can screw through the side into the little entry points. It did have one of those little thumb screws on the side. So I don't need a screwdriver at all during this. That's nice. Let's open this bad boy up. There she is. Got a Barracuda, 8 terabytes. You got like power and your SATA cable, which you do have to buy separately. Best Buy sells them. They're like $7. So 2 feet, don't need that for sure, but it's in there. This little SATA cable, and it also comes with the cable, the piece that plugs into the hard drive is at a 90-degree angle, so it helps with the back ports. If you have any wires sticking out, allows you to just do it at a 90, and it can easily fit in there and not take up too much space. So here are the little screw ports that I was talking about. The only issue is I don't see any screws. So it looks like I need to go buy some screws. But the tray does sit on these little feet in here, and it can't really go forward. Like I'm pushing on it, and it's really hard to get it through there. So until I get screws, I'm just going to let it kind of sit in there. Not ideal situation, but it's what we have to manage right now. So let's see if we can get this back inside here. Alright, so we got power to one of them here. Now the time to plug in the SATA cable. This 90-degree angle is not going to work too well, so let's use the flat piece here. There we go. They're the same inputs on either way. Let's see. The only issue with not screwing it in is I am having to put my hand back there to kind of brace it when I push on this. Heard that click. So it turns out that the SATA cable inputs are actually right here on the motherboard behind the CPU. So you don't even have to take the front glass off at all to attach it. You kind of have to do it from back here. You can't get your hand wedged in there. Little notches that holds this. Turn this bad boy around. Let's get this glass on here. Let's peel the plastic off. There she is. Alright, moment of truth. Will it turn on? And just like that, it is working. Windows is installed. There's probably a lot of extra programs I don't need on here. I can always go in and delete stuff. But otherwise, it is working. Seems to be up and running. I guess I'll update drivers and get everything set up. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's informative. I know it was a little bit longer, but hopefully this was exactly what you needed for the CLX set gaming system from Best Buy. Cool. We'll see you guys.